Hey peeps, this is Jake, an ordinary dude who is unhealthily obsessed with Percy Jackson. I'm sure a lot of you all can relate with me. So I decided to come here and talk to you wonderful YouTube people about this great universe that is Percy Jackson. So I just want to come out and say right now I am a hardcore Percabeth shipper. Oh man, Percy and Annabeth go well together. It's like popcorn and butter. It just works, right? I mean, who could who could ever challenge that? I dare you to think of someone that could go well with Percy. I dare you. I'll give you a couple seconds to think about that dare. Get it? Okay, yeah. Rachel Elizabeth Dare, people. Rachel Elizabeth freaking Dare. Perachel. I said it. Today we are going to talk about Perachel and kind of see if that would work, really. Because, in my opinion, at least to me, the thing that really makes people hate Perachel is the fact that it threatened Percabeth. Because, you know, a lightning thief through Titan's curse, there was never really a threat to Percabeth. Luke and Annabeth was probably the biggest thing that would have messed that up. But even then, I don't think I never really expected Luke and Annabeth to get together. He especially when he turned into Cronus. He was evil. He was older. Percy and Annabeth were always around each other, and they were already getting really good chemistry. So Luke never really scared me that much in terms of breaking up the Percabeth ship. I think really the biggest threat was when Annabeth almost joined the Hunters. But we really just see good things coming from the Percabeth ship. Like in Titan's Curse, Percy travels across the world on a quest to find Annabeth. So, and Perachel was really the only legitimate threat that came in when they started like talking and stuff, and even went on a couple dates that really made the Percabeth shippers scared. And that's fine, that's understandable if you are really ship a couple. If there's another couple forming a love triangle that could possibly undermine the couple that you ship, you won't like the ship that could undermine your ship. There's a lot of ships. But yeah, that just makes sense. But when you stop and think about would Percy and Rachel go well together, I think that's a really interesting question. Now, I don't really think there's enough evidence, enough moments in the book to really say definitively whether they would or not. I feel like there's, if you look at their personalities, Rachel has a huge personality, kind of a free spirit, and talks a ton and is really sassy. And so I kind of feel like that type of personality would steamroll Percy, who's just more kind of a laid back, go with the flow kind of guy. Like, I see this dude, I'm gonna beat him up. Oh, Annabeth, you're telling me a better way to beat him up? That sounds good. And I feel like Annabeth has more of an understanding for Percy than Rachel would. So I think Rachel's personality works better as a friend with Percy. Like, I could see them, having that kind of friendly banter, making fun of each other, kind of in my mind. But in terms of the relationship, I don't think long term, I think Percy would, or one of them would get kind of bored or tired of the other. But that's just kind of my opinion. Because so when you actually look at the moments, now this is why I don't think you can really definitively say no, they wouldn't work. Because in the moments we do see them together, they do well. Like, for instance, let's look at the first time they meet at the Hoover Dam. Which was just a damn good chapter. Yeah, I love damn jokes. Okay, sorry. So Percy tries to slice Rachel in half with a sword, which I guess is a moment a lot of people came back. It's like, dang it, if only Riptide worked on mortals, which no, we don't want to kill Rachel. I mean, come on. But that, I think, is just funny. The fact that their relationship started with Percy trying to slice her in half and her being like, whoa, hey now, why'd you just try to kill me? He's like, what? This isn't a sword. I mean, what are you talking about? This doesn't look like a sword. And she's like, nah, bro, that's definitely a sword. He's like, no, this is a pen. She's like, no, weirdo, that's a sword. I mean, who can say their relationship started like that? I mean, like, yeah, he like totally tried to slice me in half and then snapped at me and told me weird things, and I like him now. I mean, that just seems like a real Percy Jackson thing. I mean, why not? I mean, boy tries to slice girl in half. Girl sasses boy. Boy acts stupid. Girl saves boy. Boy says Percy gotta go. Awesome moments. Why not? And I think we all enjoyed that chapter. So that is a example of Percy and Rachel doing well together. Now I know they're not like dating or anything, but it's fun to read about, you know, and it's fun. It's just fun. And so I think Rachel and Percy would have, some good times for sure, and really they just get along throughout the books most of the time. I know Percy kind of gets frustrated because she won't always tell him what's going on, like with her visions and stuff. But they, like, you see him in Last Olympian, like, hanging out, and he'll, like, apologize for Annabeth's behavior to her. And, he memorized her number, and he calls her a million drachmas, in the first chapter of Last Olympian. Says she looks like a million drachmas. So there's definitely a lot of attraction there and good moments that they have together, and that they like spending time together. And also, an interesting thing is that Rachel is kind of like that bridge between the demigod, the Greek world, and the mortal world, that he really hasn't had a friend that could relate to that, in the sense that, like, you are mortal but you immortal, but you know a lot about the Greek world now. And so Rachel kind of supplies him with that opportunity, and so I think was really refreshing for him, for Percy, and something that he needed. And then for Rachel, Percy just this really awesome dude, a nice guy, and that kind of got her into the Greek world. So that connection's really cool. And so if you just look at those things, then I would say you think, oh yeah, that could work. That is interesting. And the fact that, Rachel's just a good character. I mean, say what you will about the Perachel ship, but Rachel is, I think, a pretty good character. I mean, she's smart. Not as smart as like Annabeth or anybody, but she's smart. She's funny. She's strong. Both strong-willed, and just got those prophetic powers, which is pretty neat. And I mean, come on, guys, she threw a freaking blue plastic hairbrush at Cronus and hit him in the eye. I mean, she basically drew first blood. I mean, she was like the first person that put a dink in, Cronus's armor, so to speak. I mean, I guess, I don't really think it hurt him that much, but that's pretty nice. Who was the first person to strike Cronus? Everyone looks at Percy, not him. Rachel holds her blue plastic hairbrush in the air. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, I wish I could throw a blue plastic hairbrush at Cronus. And I think also, like, a little tidbit there, like, I guess like an Easter egg you could say, is that blue plastic hairbrush. Percy's obsessed with blue. What color is that plastic hairbrush? Blue. Coincidence? I think not. So that's just really cool, seeing those moments, and that Rachel is just like, she's just like, she's a good person, so there's a lot of things that you could say. Percy's strong, Rachel's strong, they're both good people, both attracted to each other. Who's really to say that could not work? Now, obviously, it can't work now because of the Oracle, her being the Oracle. So in a way, you can say, well, according to Destiny, it was never legitimate for them to be together anyway, seeing as at some point she would be an Oracle and couldn't be with him. But if you take that away, which granted is a huge thing to say, no, well, let's just forget about that. But if you don't think about that for a second, who's to say it couldn't go well, given on the evidence that we do see in the book of them both helping each other, them both fighting the war together in different ways, and kind of supplying each other with that different worldview that they really didn't have a chance to see before. So yeah, that's really interesting. And obviously, Percabeth also has just as many, if not more moments, but just not looking at Percabeth, I think you can really see some good things in the Perachel ship. So I don't really feel like it's good to hate Perachel. You can feel however you want, but when you just look at the evidence, like I said, there's not really a definitive way to say what would work and what wouldn't. So if you like Perachel, then yeah, you do you. That's perfectly fine. And just like to finish up with, I think Perachel definitely was a good thing, even for Percabeth. It was a good thing to put in the book, one, because it introduced a cool character in Rachel. I mean, I think right now we all like Rachel. That she's not that threat to Percabeth because she's the Oracle, and she's kind of got that old nostalgia now, in as we further ourselves farther away from the original Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. And she just provided that legitimate bump in the road for the Percabeth, on Percabeth's journey, which, like, as you know, if you're trying to get somewhere, the more challenges you have to overcome, the sweeter the victory is. The sweeter the destination is. So I think the fact that there was that really kind of relatable to the audience, like, love triangle thing, instead of like, oh, they could die, like the actual possibility of Percabeth not being together, of that obstacle being another girl that Percy may like, I think is more of a relatable thing that we can follow, and that makes the fact that Percy and Annabeth ended up being together regardless of that really sweeter. And now they're friends, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to talk about for Rachel. Those are my thoughts. If you want, leave your thoughts in the comment section. I would really like to read it. And also, if you like this video of just me rambling for like 13-ish minutes, leave a like. If you didn't like it, then feel free to leave a dislike. And please let me know what you would like me to talk about. Percy Jackson related, of course, because I really like talking about this. This week I was actually, this Perachel topic was suggested to me by Marissa, who is a Quiz Up buddy by the name of Piper McLean. And so if Percy Jackson Quiz Up, it's pretty fun, so if y'all want to check that out, that's cool too. And yeah, that's it for this week's video. So I'll see y'all next time.